the full moon in Sagittarius on June 11th, peaking at 3:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check your time zone down below. But this is a full moon that I look forward to every single year because it has the potent opportunity for all of us to completely shift the course of our lives for the next 12 months. It is incredibly powerful because it is a moment where we are all being asked to take a risk, to take a bold step forward, to live in authenticity and being true to ourselves. This is a full moon of just straight adventure. It is a fiery full moon. And not only that, I say this full moon is so powerful and such a big opportunity because we're also having Jupiter entering Cancer the day before this full moon peaks on June 10th. And if you guys don't know, Jupiter is benefic in Cancer. It loves being in the sign of Cancer. And this is basically like starting a new expansion, a new era in every single one of our lives. No, it doesn't matter if you don't have any planets or points in the sign of Cancer or in the sign of Sagittarius. It is going to shift your life. And you have this huge opportunity if you choose to work with the energy. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to work with this energy. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about this full moon in Sagittarius along with Jupiter entering Cancer, and also how you can utilize the energy and alchemize it. And this is a full moon I look forward to every year, partly because my moon is in Sagittarius, so it's at home for me, and also because I am someone that just loves that risk and that adventure and taking bold steps without planning or really preparing for it, because once I do that, like that is when things in my life shift incredibly so. And that is exactly what this full moon is teaching us. It's teaching us that the clarity we sometimes crave within our lives, it doesn't come from certainty. It doesn't come from preparation. It doesn't come from control. It comes completely mid-step. It comes from momentum. It comes when your heart is pounding, when your heart and your mind is completely wide open. It comes when your spirit is on the edge of something new and wild. It comes when you just take the leap, when you stop with that logical reasoning side of your brain and you just listen to your intuition and just go for it. And that's where this full moon finds us. Not perfectly prepared, but profoundly willing. And this is not a quiet full moon. There are so many important transits which we will be talking about today, but this is truth seeking, perspective shifting. And we are being asked to stretch our minds, our hearts, our bravery, and in our willingness to rewrite what we once thought, and being okay with literally just being so true to ourselves and exactly what and how and where we feel the most alive. This is our time to feel the most alive and to just freaking go for it. So in today's episode, I am going to take you through everything, and it's going to be separated into 2 chapters. So chapter 1, we're going to go through all of the astrology, exactly what all of this energy means. We're going to go through each single transit. Also going to be talking about Jupiter entering Cancer and what that means for all of us, how everything is shaping our expansion. And then in chapter 2 is what to do and not to do. I'm going to give you some rituals, some fun things, and how you can really alchemize on this energy and take advantage of this opportunity. And also, hi, I'm Alexi Gigi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to the Alexi Gigi podcast. I am so grateful that you guys are here with me today. And let's just take a second and just take a big deep breath together. Grab some crystals, grab some water, stay hydrated, light a candle or two, and let's get into the video. Oh, and also, if you haven't already, make sure that you download the Full Moon and Sagittarius Workbook. This is going to be your complete guide to how you personally, with your own birth chart, can utilize the energy of this full moon in Sagittarius. Inside, you will find it packed with shadow work, and also specific shadow work and specific rituals and exercises for you based on your own unique birth chart. And it also comes with a curated playlist of high vibrational frequencies and music to listen to while you are doing the work. And from now all the way into June 18th, that is when, utilizing this workbook will be the most powerful. And also too, I always come out with meditations for every full moon and new moon. So you can also find the full moon and Sagittarius meditation linked below as well. So let's start off with this, a little reminder, a little basics. What is a full moon? So a full moon happens when the moon is opposite the sun sun, reflecting that light back to Earth. So it's basically a time when everything is being illuminated, right? It is when the moon is at its brightest during its lunar cycle. So that means every single thing in our lives, our emotion, our intuition, everything is going to be heightened. It's going to be illuminated by this brightness. It's easy to see a lot of things. It's easy to trust our gut. Hidden truths rise to the surface. Suppressed emotions are just very prevalent, and they also demand that release. And full moons are known to be a moment of culmination, of exposure, of release, of letting go of anything in our life that has no longer been serving us up until this point, in order to make room and to go towards what is actually meant for us. But this full moon is a little different because it's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's its ruling planet. And Jupiter is the luckiest, most positive planet in the zodiac in astrology. It's a very, very benefic planet, and it's a planet of expansion. It's a planet of luck. It's a planet of abundance. So this is a very, very, very positive full moon. And it's a full moon that, yes, we can be releasing and doing fire rituals, which I will talk about in chapter 2 and everything. But it's also a full moon that is taking us the next year of our lives, the next 12 months, especially with Jupiter entering Cancer. So it's also a great full moon to manifest. And obviously we are always manifesting every second of every day. But it's a good time to just sit down and be clear on what it is we actually want, and also just staying completely true to ourselves right now. And it's not about being certain about something that we want, it's about being just completely real. Sagittarius does not need all the answers. It just needs you to try. It just needs you to take that first step, to trust the step you are taking before you can clearly see the path forward. This is all our moments to literally meet ourselves at the edges of our comfort zones and to just take the leap, to stop overthinking, to stop questioning, to stop asking what if, and just go for it without having a plan, without having a safety net. Sagittarius is asking you for movement, for that courage, for that part of you that's been craving more but pretending to be fine with less. You're not fine with less, and right now it's time for you to be real with yourself. In Sagittarius, it corresponds with the 9th house in astrology, and every house in astrology represents a specific area of our lives. So the 9th house is all about spirituality, spiritual expansion, of wisdom, of seeking a higher truth, of authenticity, of being real with ourselves, of philosophy, of astrology, of travel, of adventure, of spontaneous energy, of excitement, of exploration, of trying new things. It's basically an energy that says there's more. Go towards that. Go further and grow through it. And under this full moon in Sagittarius, we are not seeking comfort, we are seeking growth. We're not asking what's safe, we're asking what's true. Freedom does not come from knowing everything, it comes from just taking the leap. And this moon is your invitation to leap. Not blindly, completely, but soulfully. And it's also at 20 degrees. Now, 20 degrees, so in numerology, 20 degrees basically represents kind of mastery. It's also a culmination point, and it's all about reaching a huge turning point in our lives, which is exactly what's happening. And it's basically showing you exactly what you've outgrown in your life. Now, in order to see exactly how this full moon in Sagittarius is going to be affecting you personally, you want to pull up your transit chart to see exactly what house this full moon in Sagittarius is going to be transiting in your own birth chart. So like I said earlier, each house represents a specific area of your life, and the house that this full moon is transiting through is the area of your life that you've outgrown. You've outgrown something in that area. Maybe it's your first house and you've outgrown an identity. You've outgrown a persona. Maybe it's your 7th house and you've outgrown a person, a relationship. Maybe it's your 10th house and you've outgrown a career. Maybe it's your 11th house, a friendship. Maybe it's your 4th house. You've outgrown a way of living with your own inner world, and you are ready to do that inner child healing work in order to take that next step forward. Make sure you pull up your transit chart. You can can go to Google and search up AstroSeek transit chart calculator, and then you just enter your birthday information. Make sure you enter your birth times. That's important when finding the houses. And then you click enter and it's going to give you your transit chart. And basically what you're going to look for is just look for the orange moon. I do have some videos going through exactly how to do this, so you guys can check that out. But just find the orange moon in this transit chart and then trace it back and it will show you the house. And this house, this area of your life, is also the area of your life that you are being asked to take a risk in. You are being asked to take a bold step without thinking, without using your logical brain. And I'm stressing the whole not using your logic because of a very important transit that's also happening with this full moon, which we're going to talk about right now. So let's get into the transits part. So the first transit we're talking about is a mutable grand cross. So a grand cross basically in a chart is basically going to look like kind of a square in a chart, and it's basically made up of squares. So let's talk about squares if you're new to astrology. Squares basically represent kind of attention and challenge, and a lot of people will look at a square and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm so scared of it. That means like something negative is about to happen, like something really bad's about to happen, like I'm gonna go through struggle. But that's not how I like to look at it. We do not look at it like that here in this YouTube channel, on this podcast. We look at squares as opportunity, as growth opportunities, as growth points for us, because it is a lot of energy. Squares are a lot of energy, and energy is energy at the end of the day. And you can make whatever you want with energy. You cannot do anything with it, and you can let it affect you negatively if you choose to. You can take it and use that energy and alchemize it and use it in your favor. Squares are just really big opportunity points, but you have to just really listen to it and work with it a little bit. So this full moon is making a complete square to the north node and also the south node. Now the north node is in the sign of Pisces and the south node is in the sign of Virgo. Now if you don't know what the north node south node is, I'm going to explain it briefly. So the north node is basically like our destiny, our journey, what we want to be striving towards, and the south node is something that we want to not necessarily completely release but move on from, in a sense, but take the lessons that we've learned from the south node and then apply it to a north node journey. Now the north node is in Pisces, which is all about spiritual expansion, that dreamy, mystical, whimsical energy, and South Node in Virgo is all about your logic and your reasoning and over-analyzing and overthinking and over-correcting and wanting to plan and plan and plan and control. And North Node in Pisces is asking us to trust our intuition and to trust our gut and to just let go, surrender, and believe. Because once we do so, once we learn how to surrender, and once we learn how to just completely believe, then we are really, really able to just take that leap that is being asked of us this full moon in Sagittarius. And with the South Node in Virgo, what we want to really kind of like move from, that's the analytical part of our minds. It's a logical reasoning, that what if, that I don't know, the probability of this isn't that high, or I don't have a plan yet, I can't do that yet, or okay, literally that's in 1 month, I don't know if I'm ready to take that leap and move to another country. Like how would that even work? How would he even like move all my stuff? What about my lease? What about all this? Like no, you want to ignore all of that and you want to just trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you right now to pack up your stuff and move across the country, pack up your stuff and move to another country, do it. Do not question it, do it. And it doesn't have to be as big as moving to another country. It could be as small as just maybe if you have the moon transiting your 6th house, this could be about your fitness journey, your health journey. So instead of like really like trying to detail orient your nutrition plan and your meal plan and counting your calories, like just being so logical about it, like okay, if I eat this many calories a day, then I'll be in this calorie deficit, and using that Virgo analytical part of your being to really think about that. Instead of doing that, you take the North Node in Pisces journey and you just intuitively eat and you trust. You eat whole foods and you eat what feels good to your body. You eat what gives you energy. You don't count all the calories and you just trust that you are fueling your body, and because you are doing that, because you are trusting that, because you are surrendering that, your body is going to look amazing. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel healthier instead of over analyzing things. Or maybe it's you questioning if you are good enough to enter and to apply to that program or to apply to that course. or to start on social media. Stop questioning and just do it. This is your sign. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is your sign to go for it, to do it. Because I promise you, once you just take that momentum, like I was talking about in the new moon in Gemini, was all about taking that first step. Once you are in that momentum right now, things are going to just explode for you, because we have so much of this fire energy. And this grand cross that's happening right now, it's all in immutable signs. So if you don't know what that is, we have like fixed, we have mutable. Fixed is very stubborn, okay? So we don't have any of that energy happening right now. We have mutable, which is very like go with the flow. Like, you can go this way, you can go that way. You pivot, you turn. Things aren't going right for you, you leave it alone, no matter how much time and energy you put into that, and you go on to the next thing that feels right. Right now, you're being called into faith, into creativity, into softness. And Gemini with Sagittarius, so with this mutable grand cross, we also obviously have the sun opposing the moon. So the sun is also making a square to the north node and south node. And with Gemini and Sagittarius, this is all between like Gemini, mind, Sagittarius, meaning, mind versus meaning, facts versus wisdom, and curiosity versus conviction. This tension challenge is just an opportunity for you to grow. And also ask yourself, what stories are you still living in that wasn't yours to begin with? What beliefs that did you inherit that no longer align with your soul's truth? And yes, with squares and with this mutable grand cross, it can feel as kind of like a crossroads, as being pushed and pulled in two different directions, or just wondering, okay, I'm gonna go this direction, and then just being completely like, okay, wait, another day you're like, wait, actually, I don't know, I'm kind of scared about that. The logical way of thinking is this way. Like, you might feel like a little pull and a tug and an indecisive energy going on right now. So even more so, it's really important for you to meditate and for you to do breath work and to really focus in on your intuition. Regulating your nervous system will also help with this. Now, this next cosmic transit is a grand fire trine. This is where all of that like push and positivity comes from during this full moon. This is such a beautiful, powerful transit. It's very fiery energy, like I said in the beginning. Super fiery, obviously with full moon in Sagittarius. We also have it trining Chiron in Aries and trining Mars in Leo, and then Mars is also trining Chiron. So this is called a grand trine. It looks like a triangle on the chart. This is about healing, courage, self-expression, and being bold, taking up space, being in the spotlight. And a trine in astrology is an aspect 120 degrees away from each other. It's the most positive, the most harmonious thing that we can see. These planets are all getting along with each other. Now, Chiron is an asteroid, and it represents our wounded healer. And it's in the sign of Aries, so it's all about yourself and your identity. Chiron in Aries is reminding you that your wounds are not liabilities. This is helping you heal through self-trust. And Mars in Leo is adding that bold leadership and giving us that courage. And this grand trine is just like a flow. It's a clear path forward for all of us. And when it's in a fire sign, it's not only just a clear flow, it's lighting all of us up. It feels alive. It feels like something has been risen within us from the depths of our soul. You might feel this fire beneath you now. Listen to it. And with this energy, you want to move, you want to create, you want to speak, you want to lead, you want to be true to yourself, you want to speak your truth. This is all about inspired action, about passion with purpose. And if you are brave enough to follow it right now, you'll meet a new version of yourself on the other side. Now let's talk about probably the most important transit, a huge transit in and of itself, like alone, but along with this full moon in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, because obviously the ruler of this full moon, the ruler of Sagittarius, is Jupiter, and Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 10th, and it's going to be at 0 degrees during the peak of the full moon, which, if you don't know, 0 degrees and 29 degrees are very, very critical degrees in astrology. They're very, very important degrees, and 0 degrees basically represents a brand new, fresh chapter. And this is a placement, Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, that only happens every 12 years, okay? So make this next 12 months of your life count, because we will not see this opportunity for 12 more years. And this full moon in Sagittarius is starting all of this, is giving us that opportunity Now, Cancer is a sign of emotional depth, the mother archetype, your inner world, your emotional world, your intuition, your sensitivities, your safety, and your inner home. This is all about expansion through feeling, through your intuition, through your inner world. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right? That's why I'm saying expansion. And whatever house you have Jupiter transiting through, so also make sure to check what house Jupiter is transiting in your chart. There's going to be massive expansion there as well. And this is usually going to be like basically opposite of the moon, because Jupiter is about, I think, like 20 degrees or 10 degrees. I could be wrong. I'll have to look back on the chart, but away from the moon. So it's pretty close. But Jupiter is also conjuncting Mercury at a pretty close degree, which is significant in giving us a lot of that power. But basically, we're leaving that expansion through intellect, which is another little sign of that, and going into that expansion through intuition and through your inner world. So what does this mean for you? This means that your emotions are now the map, not the obstacle. Your growth will not come from control, but from softening. This entire year is about heart-led decisions, about working with your inner child healing, soulful success, and changing your inner world and watching how your outer reality matches up to that. So make sure you check to see where you have Cancer in your chart, or pull up the transit chart. Look at what planets are there. Look at what house. This is the area of your life that is going to grow and blossom, and it's going to turn really inward. It will bring opportunity and healing, and also a deeper sense of emotional truth. And really, this is just reminding you that sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity and emotion is power, because emotion is the #1 medium to your subconscious mind, if you didn't already know. I say it all the time, I know, but it is so powerful for you guys to really understand that, because that is how you manifest. That is how you get things into your reality. You feel the emotion and you already act like you are living in the reality, but feeling it, and then your reality, your physical reality, will just match up. It will match up to your inner world and to how you're feeling inside. And this doesn't mean that you can't ever feel sad, okay? I don't want you guys to like beat yourself up about, maybe, you know, life happens sometimes, right? Like sometimes we can get in sad moments. I do too sometimes. But what's important to really remember is that you can take a sad moment or a frustrating moment or an annoyed moment and reframe that in your brain if you are trying to manifest something. So for example, if you are super frustrated, this is also an example from Neville Goddard. If you don't know about Neville Goddard, research his teachings, he's amazing. But if you're frustrated, if you're angry or whatever, yeah, frustration, anger, okay, it is a low vibrational emotion, but doesn't mean that that's not powerful to use as well. Emotion is emotion. But if you feel anything like that, instead of like really looking at your physical reality and seeing exactly why you are frustrated or sad over that, pretend that you are in line to the bank taking out $1 million and you were frustrated because the line is so long, and you were literally like so like stressed because you need to be on time to catch your private yacht, because you're taking out $1 million, you're taking your private yacht to across the world, to Turks and Caicos, whatever. Like, just put that scenario in your brain. Like, you're frustrated, yes, but I'm frustrated because I am waiting to get my $1 million out of the bank. I am sad because the yacht I ordered didn't come in the right color, or I don't know. Those are just silly little examples, but you get what I mean. And with Jupiter being in conjunction with Mercury, which Mercury is a planet of communication and thinking and your mind, it's allowing us to really see clearly. And in conjunction just means that they're literally like right next to each other, sharing and meshing each other's energy. And with Mercury, like speaking things into existence, journaling about anything, all these things can really open portals for us. Really just being one with truth and authenticity and listening to what our heart actually needs. This really is your energetic invitation. Stop shrinking, stop silencing, stop editing your soul to fit someone else's expectations. And let this full moon remind you that you are not confused, you are confronting clarity. And don't be so stressed on yourself to find clarity, because clarity, that like spark moment that you're looking for, isn't going to come if you force it. And this is something that honestly I just had to reteach myself and remember about something in my life right now that I've just been looking for clarity, looking for that, oh my gosh, aha moment. And I have been doing everything possible to get that clarity about a specific situation in my life. But I realized that that is not going to come if I'm just like so desperate for it. It's going to come when I take the next step. And that is exactly what I am doing. And I'm terrified to take this next step. I'm at a point in my life, in a certain area of my life, where the full moon is transiting, where I am deciding to either go one way or go the other way. And it's a big life decision for me, like huge. And it's been weighing so heavily on my heart. And I've been just searching for clarity so much. And with this full moon in Sagittarius, I am just going for it. I'm going for the option that scares me the most. I'm going for the option that I have no plan in. There's no safety net. But I'm also going for the option that lights me up the most inside, that I feel intuitively called to. And I'm taking a chance. And you guys need to too. Do it with me. I know that for me, every single time there's a full moon in Sagittarius, this time last year, I was also faced with not the same kind of decision I'm making now, but a similar, just kind of a little bit of a crossroad, right? Like asking for clarity and going one way or like taking the leap. And I took that leap and my life completely changed. So right now I am going to take that leap and I'm taking my own advice. And I feel like if you are questioning something in your life and you are wondering if you should stay or if you should leave, if you were really, really meant to stay in this position, you would not be questioning it. You are outgrowing that map. And right now you are at a threshold. Your past self prayed for you to reach. So take it. Take whatever opportunity comes up for you right now. Whatever lights you up inside, take that chance, take that leap, and take that opportunity. Be adventurous. Even if it freaking scares you so hard, just do it. Now, let's talk about how to work with this fire. Okay, chapter 2, what to do and not to do. Let's start with the do's. And the first do is utilize fire in your rituals. This is the perfect time to do fire rituals. It's Sagittarius, it's fiery energy. We have all that fiery energy with the Grand Trine. Utilize fire, whether this means just simply lighting a candle and looking at the candle flame and setting your intention into the candle flame. If you have no other time to do anything else, just do that. Light some candles and speak to the fire. Speak your intentions into the fire. And also speak the intention that whatever intentions you're speaking into the fire, once the candle blows all the way, like goes all the way down, once you burn through the candle, all that smoke is releasing your intention, your manifestation into the air. And that means that you are releasing it and you are surrendering to it. You are detaching from it, because once you detach, that is when you receive. Now you can also do obviously a releasing cleansing ritual with fire. I love a good fire releasing ritual, and it's really straightforward. It's really easy. What you're gonna need a candle, preferably a black one for this if you're doing releasing cleansing, a white one if you're setting intentions. That's usually the way to go by it. But also, like, if you're setting intentions for something specifically like weight loss or dream body, blue candle. Communication, you want to do like a orange candle, like social charming channels, your like sacral solar chakra. You can use different candles matched with different chakra points you want to open up. Also like pink for like self-love, glamour magic, beauty, red for love, and like sensual, charming, magnetic energy, so on and so forth. There's so many different colors. And do not worry, I am posting a part 2 of the glamour magic videos very, very soon, and I'm going to go through all of the color magic and everything like that, all the glamour magic stuff. So don't worry, that is coming soon. I know you guys have been waiting for it. I get questions about it like every single day. But candles that are good for, you know, just this full moon in Sagittarius that really align with it are purple candles. Purple is the color of Sagittarius. Purple or gold, orange or yellow. And that's also the second one. I kind of just lost track of talking about them in order, but the second one is do use candles and candle magic and correlate like whatever you're trying to call in or release with the color of the candle. But here's the fire ritual. So you're gonna need a candle, a fire safe dish to put like the ashes and stuff. You're gonna need a pen, and then you're gonna need something to write with. So on these pieces of paper, what I like to do is I like to just like grab notebook paper, and then I'll just like rip off like little tiny little pieces of paper from that one piece of paper, and then I will write like different limiting beliefs or fears or anything that I want to let go of and release from my mind, from my energy field. So this could be like even related to that certain something that you kind of want to take a leap in, right? And you're kind of a little bit scared. So why are you scared about that? You write that on the piece of paper. What fear do you have about that? What is like, what's questioning in your mind? What's a logical what if that you have about a certain thing? Write that on the piece of paper because you're going to be releasing it. It's also important to look at the house. Obviously, I said this before, that the full moon is transiting through, so you can get an idea of like what you need to release, what you need to outgrow, what you need to let go of, and what you need to really take a leap in, like what area of your life. And you can obviously correlate that to what you're releasing. Also important to really important to do shadow work with this, which I will talk about in a sec. But write that limiting belief and then put it under the candle flame and watch it light up, put it in that fireproof bowl, and just watch it turn to ash. And as it burns, repeat, I release this story. I choose truth. I choose expansion. I release whatever it is, and then replace that limiting belief or that fear with the opposite belief, the opposite thought, the opposite thing. So for example, maybe your limiting belief or your fear, right? Let's just say something easy, just so you guys can see. I am not good enough. Like, I'm not good enough at dance to get into that elite ballet program. You're going to replace it with, everybody wants to see me dance. I am confident and magnetic when I dance. I am more than good enough. I am amazing. I am beautiful, whatever it is that you feel called to. And then with the ashes, what I like to do, honestly, is I like to just flush it down the toilet. And that will kind of just be like my last goodbye. I'll be like, bye, like you're gone forever. Like, I don't want you here. I wouldn't bury these outside or anything like that. Just discard it. You can even just throw it in your trash, and when you throw it away, like, give it energy, like use force. Like, that's what I like to do when I'm trying to like get rid of energy. I'll just like use force and like use my body and like literally like pretend I'm like punching it, you know what I mean? Just like use that force, use that energy within your body to get rid of it and feel it just leaving. Now, another do is you can also do work with herbs. Now, obviously rosemary, it's amazing for protection, but also will help you with that clarity. So I suggest just getting some dried rosemary or from a rosemary plant, just grabbing that and just like putting it and under your fingers, like beneath your fingers like this, rubbing it together, rubbing it, and then just taking a second and just smelling it and taking a second to do breath work while you are smelling the scent of the rosemary, and then meditate with the rosemary. You can also put this in tea, make some rosemary tea and stir that with intention. You can also burn the rosemary as well. Also cinnamon. Cinnamon is great for that passion and that prosperity and abundance, and putting cinnamon in your tea. But when you put cinnamon in your tea or even your coffee or even like your Greek yogurt, which I love to do, you put the cinnamon, and while you put the cinnamon, you can set an intention on that cinnamon, and then as you stir, you are solidifying that intention. Now, do utilize crystals as well, right? As always, great crystals for this full moon is pyrite. It will help with your confidence, your radiance, your self-worth. Sodalite, it will help you with your insight, your third eye, clarity, wisdom. Turquoise for the truth speaking and spiritual alignment. And aventurine for like optimism and that heart-led adventure and that spontaneity energy. And also carnelian for that confidence. Now, another do is write a truth letter to yourself. So on one page in your journal, just start with, I am ready to admit to myself. I am ready to admit, and just let your mind free flow right onto this piece of paper. Remember, Jupiter is conjunct Mercury, so write it all out. Just let yourself write with no filter. Whatever comes up, even if it's some random thing, some random sentence, some random thought, just write it all out. What are you ready to admit? Write it out. Next is do your shadow work, okay? Shadow work is so important. You guys know I talk about it all the time, but this is really going to get into the depths of your limiting beliefs and going to rewire them. And also doing shadow work based on the house this full moon is transiting through, because you need to outgrow, you're outgrowing something, and you need to let it be in the past, and you you need to learn from it. So doing shadow work will help you do all of that. Shadow work is so important. You guys know I talk about it all the time, but obviously in the Full Moon Sagittarius workbook, you have specific shadow work prompts made for you based on your own birth chart, based on the house that the full moon is transiting through. And that's linked below as always. Now, another thing you can do is if you've been wanting to travel or go on an adventure, do so. Go traveling, set traveling intentions under this full moon. Sagittarius loves travel, especially long distance travel. So this is your moment to plan a whole trip out, to book that hotel, to book that flight, and just journal about like, where do you want to go next? Where do you want to go physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Also ask yourself, what are you ready to learn? What are you ready to explore? And also, what are you ready to teach? Sagittarius, 9th house, is all about learning and education, higher education and wisdom, and speaking your word. Okay, another do, so important. I want you all to do this, and I want you to actually do it, okay? Actually do it. I'm gonna be doing it with you. Do one thing from now, whenever you're seeing this video, until June 18th, or whenever you're seeing the video, honestly. Do one thing that completely scares you, okay? This can be really little. This could be like, maybe you've never gone out to eat at a restaurant all by yourself at a nice restaurant. Go do that. Just do one thing that scares you. Maybe it's even reaching out to a certain someone you've just always been scared to reach out to. Reach out to them. Maybe it's even like, okay, you've always been kind of scared, but kind of just been feeling called to go skydiving. Go skydiving. Just do something that scares you. Do something that lights your heart on fire. Do something that is speaking to your soul, but you're like, I don't know. I don't really know about that. Do it. Even if it's small, even if it's little, go for it. One thing. Designate your time. Think about it right now. Once you turn off this video, I want you to get your phone app out right now, okay? Or your journal, whatever's easiest to you that you actually do it, or even just think about it and commit. Put it in your schedule. This is the day I'm going skydiving. This is the day I'm going out to dinner by myself. This is the day I try a new Pilates class. This is the day I try boxing for the first time. This is the day I say yes to that date. Say yes. Do, explore, create, move. Another do is to move your body. This is fire energy, right? Fire energy, especially with Mars and Leo and full moon in Sagittarius. It wants you to move, be active, okay? A lot of energy can be stored within our body. So when we are moving, when we are being active, we are releasing that energy from our body. So go to your workout classes, go to the gym, even if you just don't like to work out. As simple movements like doing some hip movements like on your yoga mat or on the floor and on your bed. Just move your hips side to side, move your hips in a circle, just move your body, do some stretchings, do some somatic stretching, somatic dancing as well. This is also going to help you regulate your nervous system, which is going to help like kind of level out that fiery energy too, because yes, fiery energy is going to spark everything up our butts right now, which is so good and motivating, and it's giving us this drive. But it also sometimes can feel like paralysis, right? Like it can feel like, okay, like all that anxiety, like, you know how sometimes like you have anxiety, and anxiety is good because it gets you moving, it gets you doing that thing, it gets you arriving earlier, it gets you doing that homework assignment early because you're worried about it, right? But sometimes anxiety can also be like so strong that it just paralyzes you. Like you're just so anxious, you have so much going on, you're just like, I don't even know where to start. Like I can't, I don't even know where to start. That's kind of like what this fire energy is sort of could feel like. So to combat that, move, do somatic stretching, somatic dancing, especially hip movements. If you are a woman, relate to feminine energy, move your hips. This could even be like, I wish I could show you right now without actually like looking crazy. I'm not going to show you right now, but just like get on all fours, like your knees and your hands on your yoga mat, and then just go into child's pose, and then just go up and like move your hips and like move your hips. And even that is just going to feel really, really releasing. It's going to feel really good. Okay, now what not to do. Don't lie to yourself. And don't lie to others, obviously, but no white lies right now, okay? It's not about making yourself feel comfortable. Don't tell yourself a lie. Tell yourself the truth. Be so honest with yourself. And a lot of this can happen through shadow work too. It can get a lot of truth out of you if you don't know what the truth is. Because sometimes things are just blocked by your conscious mind, and the best way to unblock it, to unblock just uncertainty too is by going directly to your subconscious. And a way to go directly to your subconscious is through meditation, which actually we're going to add a do to it because I forgot to say this, but do meditate because it is going to help you unblock any limiting beliefs that are standing in your way, unblock any fears, get rid of any fears, allow you to take that leap, allow you to surrender, and just be completely honest with yourself. And also just allow you to see exactly where your heart is calling you to go. Now, next is do not numb the fear, but follow that fear cue. Your fear right now is a signal, is a bright flashing light that is what you have to follow. So if it feels scary, it is important. Lean into the sensation, not away. Work with that fear, do shadow work on it, release it, and then whatever that fear is surrounding, you leap and you go. Next is don't cling to clarity before you leap. We talked about this, right? Sagittarius leaps. It doesn't wait for the map. It doesn't schedule. It doesn't do any of that. It just goes for it. It follows the fire, and that is what you are meant to be doing right now. Even if it feels scary, even if you feel unsure. Next is don't overthink your growth. You're not a puzzle to fix, you are a soul to become. And that's all the what to do's and not to do's. Just remember, like, this full moon is a mirror and a megaphone. It's not asking you to prove anything. It's just asking you to be real with yourself. It's asking you to dream big and take that leap. I've said take that leap like 1,000 times. But be brave and live in that courageous energy. Go towards what lights you up. Go towards that fear. And also let this full moon burn down what no longer belongs in your life. If you're questioning something, let it go. It's not meant for you. You wouldn't be questioning it if it was. Let this full moon clear the fog for you and let it show you who you are actually meant to become and show you how free you're allowed to actually be. And don't forget to download the full moon and Sagittarius workbook down below and the full moon and Sagittarius meditation. It's really your personalized map through this whole fire. And as always, the angel number we are picking today is 555. I love 555 because it's all about change. It's that expansion. It's that transformative energy. It means that you are on the verge of a major life change. Something is changing, and when you see 555, it means take the leap, embrace the unknown, trust your truth. This expansion is divinely guided. So if you made it this far into the video, into the episode, make sure you comment a 555 below so I know that you are a real one. And to also just energetically lock all of this in. And also comment down below, like, what truth are you finally ready to live? The truth I'm finally ready to live is going back to my adventurous side. I've always been, since I was a little kid, someone that loved to be so spontaneous and to just go on adventures, even if it scared me and everyone would be like, whoa, like, how could you even do that? When I was in high school, I backpacked Thailand for 2 months. Alone, with no itinerary, having no idea where I was going to stay, just backpacked by myself. My inner child loved to climb trees. And I feel like recently I just haven't been honoring that adventure side to me. I've been suppressing it a little bit. So the truth I'm ready to live is that is still part of who I am. That is who I am. And I'm going to honor her, and I'm going to honor that inner child within me. And I'm going to take that leap too. And I'm also going to let you guys know what this leap is when the time comes. But I want you guys to remember what I'm saying about, like, the leap. If you heard me in the part of the video where I was telling you about the crossroads I was in and how I was asking for clarity. But I am going to take that leap. And it's going to be a huge change for me. But it's also going to be beautiful, and going to set the stage for this new identity I'm stepping into right now. And I'm really excited, and I'm also really excited to tell you guys about it and also bring you along with me. But I want you to remember what I'm saying this right now, because I can't wait to, like, tell you when I'm, like, fully immersed in the moment. Like, I can just feel it right now, like me telling you guys, do you remember when I told you I wasn't sure if I wanted to take the leap or not and I was asking for clarity? Well, I am fully immersed in it right now, and I can literally feel it. I'm about to cry. Okay, but I want you guys to take that leap with me because it's going to be so special, and I cannot wait to see how our life just transforms within the next year with this Jupiter being in Cancer. This is your turning point. This is your cosmic stretch. And if it scares you a little, good. That means you're growing. And I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you as always. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Happy full moon, Sagittarius.